Okay, we are on. Preparing for the state test. Solving questions from 2019. Yes. Okay. I didn't put the grade, by the way. It's 7, but what grade? New York? Seven's grade. Yeah. All right. Opening the 2019, just checking if the sound is on. It's on. Very good. That works well. Opening up the test. Here is the test. Obviously, we are not in the one that we needed to be. But now we are. Let's go. I always have prolonged starts, like. Okay, so we're not doing all questions in a row. We're doing some questions. I mean, we do the harder questions. Let's say that, and we're going to start with the question number 4, and do the those 3 hard questions, 4, 5, and 6. Let's see how hard they are. In fact, so Jordan is baking brownies and will choose to use either a round or rectangular pan. The dimensions of the bottom of each pan are shown. So pan, right? Circularly and rectangularly. Which statement correctly describes how the area of the bottom of the round pan compares to the area of the bottom of the rectangular pan? So basically they just say, what is the difference in areas? That's what they say. So for that, you need to know how to find the area for both. Well, to find the area for a rectangle, we know automatically right away it's length times width. So it's going to be 7 times 10, which is 70. Now, with this circle, it's going to be a little bit more tricky because this 10 is not what we need to use to find the area, because area of a circle is pi times radius to the power of 2, pi r squared, and well, pi we don't need to have, but radius we don't have. This is diameter. At the moment we have a diameter of 10, so now we're going to divide that 10 by 2 to find the radius, which is 5. The radius will be up until here, up until the center. That's the line, it's 5, so like half of the radius. So it's going to be pi times 5 squared, which is 25 pi. Now, since we are allowed to use a calculator, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to do 25 times pi, and we have actually the pi button here, 78.54. 78.54 square units, I guess. I don't know what inches, square inches. Okay, so now let's just find the correct answer. Okay, so the area of the bottom of the round pan is greater than the area of the bottom of the rectangular pan by about 8.5 units. Is this true? Yes, it is. Why? Well, because rectangular is the 70 and circle circle pan is 78.5 ish. 78.5 minus 70 is 8.5, which means that it's greater by 8.5 units. A is the answer. We don't even have to go any further. Don't have to waste time. So this question was about just knowing the area formulas. This area formula and this area formula. Okay, moving on. Moving on to question number 5. On average, Shantae drinks 1/2 of 6-ounce glass of water in 2/3 of an hour. How much water does she drink in an hour? All right. So first, she drinks half of a 6-ounce glass. So technically, she drinks 3 ounces, right? So 3 ounces in. Okay, we can actually write OZ, but it doesn't matter. You know what? We know that it's ounces. We don't have to. We don't have to put it there. 3 ounces equals to 2/3 of an hour. How many ounces will she, I think, drink in 1 hour? How do we do that? Proportion 3. So x equals to 3 times 1 divided by, you know what? We're actually going to write divide like that. Divided by 2/3. Or in other words, 3 divided by 2/3. Or in other words, keep change, flip it, which is 3 over 1 times 3 over 2. Which is 9 over 2, which is 4.5. 9 over 2 you could have done on a calculator. 9 divided by 2, boom, 4.5. That's the correct answer. This is it. Proportion will help all the time. This is a proportion. Just make sure you set it up, 3 for 2/3. How many in 1? Moving on, question number 9. All right, so in the diagram below, the diagram shows the length of the width of the cell phone and the length of a larger version of the same brand of the cell phone. Okay, 2 versions of the cell phone. Okay, the length and the width of 2 cell phones are proportional. What is the width in inches of a larger version of the cell phone? Well, what can we do? Proportion. 5 or 5.4. So this over this, 2.6 equals to length, which is 6.21 over width, which we want to know x. How do we do it? Again, this times this, so 2 numbers multiplied by themselves divided by the number that's across from the x. So it is going to be 2.6 times 6.21, and it's all divided by 5.4, which we don't have to do, thank God. We can do it on the calculator. 6.21 divided by 5.4. 2.99. And what is the width? That's it. That's it. 2.99.
But how do you know where to put how do you put on the bottom or the top?
It doesn't matter as long as the order is correct. Like let's say, as long as you keep the order, I did length over width, and then again I did length over width.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Length over width. But if you would have done width over length, then you would have to do width over length again. So you have to keep whatever you do here, right? You have to do the the mirror of the other thing on the right fraction. That's it, and it will give you the same answer. Okay. Moving on. What do we have? We have 10 is good, and we're moving into number 15. This is the question. Okay, there's going to be some discounts, some percentages, fractions, the whole shebang. Let's go. Let's do it with red. Aggressively. So, last week, the price of apples at the grocery store was $1.60 per pound. This week, apples at the same grocery store are on sale at 10% discount. Okay. What is the total price of 4.5 pounds of apples this week at the grocery store? Okay, let's just find what is that 10%, right, of $1.60. So times 0.10, right? It's going to be, actually, it's very easy. I'm not even going to do the calculator. You can if you want. It's 1.6. No, I mean 16 cents. That's what I meant. 0.16. And we're gonna have to subtract those 16 cents because this is the 10% discount from the price, right? It's going to be $1.60 minus 16 cents, which is going to be $1.44. And this is per pound. This is for 1 pound, right? 1 pound, or LB, you know. And we want to buy 4.5 pounds. So all we have to do is just 1.44 times 4.5. Why 4.5? Because 4.5 is 4.5. Hopefully you know that, you know, in 7th grade. Okay, so 1.44 times 4.5. Boom. 6.48. Clear as day, it is B. Moving on into question number 16. An object travels along a horizontal straight path at a constant rate. The object travels 1/20th of the length of the path in 3/4 seconds. At that rate, how many seconds does it take the object to travel the entire length of the path? Proportion. First, we put in what we have right now. So it travels 1/20th. So here in this fraction, we're going to put how long it travels. So it's 1/20th in, and then here we're going to put time in 3/4 of a second. And then how long does it take to take full? What is full? Entire. Full. Like entire or full, it means 1. That would be, if this is 1/20th, this is going to be 1. Or 20/20th if you want. And x. Because we want to know how long it's going to take to do one whole. All right, multiplying two numbers across from each other. 3/4 times 1, which is 3/4. And dividing it by the number that's across from the x. Dividing by 1/20th. By having a proportion, you will never miss. It's like an iron strategy. What are we having? We're having 60 over 4, which is 15. You can do it on a calculator. 3 times 20 over 4. It doesn't matter. Once you have this and you did keep change flip, you will get your answer. 15A. Okay? Again, putting in the proportion, how long will it take? So 1/20th it takes to do in 3/4 of a second. 1 whole in x seconds. Okay? This is how it is. It's kind of like you're asking a proportion a question and it answers. Number 20. Let's go to number 20. Number 20 is classic. Number 20 is combining like terms. A good suggestion here is to box every single term separately. So let's go. Let's do it. 7a, box it. -8, box it. -12, box it. +4, box it.
How do you know if it's negative?
Because there's minus in front.
Sorry, yeah.
+7a, -8, -12a, +4.
But can it be like -7, -8?
Yeah, in the beginning it will be -7a. So now we have to combine, like smoosh together like terms. So we're going to smoosh together 7a and -12a, which will give us -5a, right? 7 -12 is -5. And then we're going to smoosh together -8 and 4, which is -4. And that's it. You cannot go any further. This is the answer. Boom. You cannot subtract. You cannot do. Those are unlike terms. So the one that has a letter or a variable next to them and the one that doesn't. Okay? Moving on to the next question, which is we're going to do the last one, which is going to be number 28. All right, so what are we having here? We're having a negative 2.1, and then we have a, so, and then look at this. You have a decimal, you have a fraction. Look at the answers. What kind of answers you have? Decimal, right? So since you have a decimal answer, we're going to make this one, negative 1.5 into a decimal. So it's going to be negative 2.1 minus something. Let's say it's x. Let's say it's x equals to negative 1.5. All right. So how do we solve an equation like this? Well, we're going to add 2.1 to both sides. That's what we're going to do.
Wait, why?
Where we want to isolate the x.
Oh.
And what's also important is that that minus, it's kind of like, again, if you box every single term separately, right? Then this is still negative x, and it's going to stay there even after we're going to add 2.1 to all of the sides to eliminate that negative 2.1, like that. This will drop down as negative x equals to, and that we're going to have to do is going to be positive 0.6. You can also do it on a calculator. Here, how you do it. You do 1.5, make it negative, right? And then you do plus 2.1. Positive 0.6, right? But the trick here is that it's negative x equals to 0.6, not positive. So what do? We have to switch this negative x into a positive x. So if negative x equals to 0.6, then positive x will equal to negative 0.6. So if this is switches the sign, so this must also switch the sign, giving us the answer C. All right. This is it for today. Some solved questions, and we're gonna do more soon.